Shalom, my brothers and sisters. This is Sincere Mara again from Faith Ministries, and I'm here to bring you guys another video. Now, in today, by the title, you can see that I'm going to talk about not telling a lot of people about your promise, or not telling people about the promise, at all. I would caution a lot of you that God has just made a promise to, and it doesn't have to be about a spouse, or God could have made you any promise. I would caution you not to tell a lot of people about your promise, because what I've noticed, excuse me, what I've noticed is that a lot of people, they will try to discourage you. They will try to discourage you. They will ask you. They will say things like, um, you know, did you hear him right? Did he really say that to you? Are you sure about this? Did God really make you that promise? Yeah, and those type of things will bring you, they will put you right back into doubt. And they will get you to be scratching your head like, oh, did I hear God right? Did he really make me this promise, when God has been giving you confirmation after confirmation after confirmation about the promise he made you? And this is why I'm telling you right now, it is better to just sip your mouth, and it's better to sit with God. And even if when you have like a feeling like, okay, let me just ask God again, just to get a second confirmation, or just again to hear him say it again to me, so that I can know for sure that he really is saying this. Okay? But what I've noticed is the best thing to do is not to tell a soul about this. Okay? I know that when God makes you a promise, you're excited about it and you want to share it with people, but the best thing to do is not to share anything that God has promised you. Because I know how people are, and people can be they can discourage you. And sometimes you think to yourself, I can tell my church family. I'm telling you right now, even in your church family, there are people that will try and discourage you. They will try and tell you and ask you questions and put you right back into doubt, and that's not what you need. And they will say things or make statements that will put you right back into doubting what God has revealed to you several times. And this is the thing, and this is the danger of telling people about things that God has promised you. The best thing you can do is just to keep it between you and God. You see, when God makes you a promise, he made you a promise. He didn't make you and so a promise. No, he made you that promise. He told you about that promise. He didn't call other people into the party. No. So the best thing you could do for yourself is to just keep it to yourself. I cannot tell you that, and I know you get excited about it, but the best thing, just don't say anything. I have, and even in church, like, even if you want to tell your pastor, your prophet, your bishop, whoever you want to tell, a man in leadership in the church, you want to tell them about the promise that God made you about, let's say about this God ordained marriage promise about your prodigal spouse. Listen, your pastor, prophet, or bishop, they could have entertained the thought of, you know what, my because some of these people that are in these leadership positions who have these titles, they never consulted God about their spouse. They just went and married a believer because they believe that this person is a believer, I'm a believer, so we can get married. And some pastor, bishop, prophets, and whoever, they think just that. And you going to tell them that God made you a promise about a future spouse, and that he's going to bring you guys together in marriage. They could go telling you, girl, God doesn't do that. They could even tell you, no, God doesn't choose your spouse. I met my wife here, and we're both believers, and we just got married. God never, told me, promised me a spouse. That doesn't, and this is the danger, because some leaders, they really believe that God doesn't choose their spouse. They just chose their spouse because they're a believer and I'm a believer, and they will tell you the same thing. And that's why it's dangerous to go to them also and to tell them about the promise that God made you. You see, the enemy is sneaky, slick. Yeah, the enemy is he slithers his way, and he'll do it even in people with leadership position. They're still human. And that's why I would caution you. I would say to you, listen, when God makes you a promise, keep your mouth shut about it. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell a soul. Keep keep it quiet. Don't tell anybody, okay? Because I remember when I was in church, this church that I used to go to, um there are men at the church, and I remember that the man of God there, he wanted me to couple with one of the guys there. And I don't know if I already had confirmation from God concerning my prodigal future spouse. I don't know if I had confirmation yet, but I remember going to God in prayer, and I asked God, is this guy that the prophet is trying to couple me with, is this the one that you chose, that you agree with? And God told me no. He told me flat out no. This is not the person I have for you. This is not the person. So it is always wise, it's always wise for you to just get on your knees and pray and ask God a confirmation about anything, any decision that you want to make in your life. People say, yeah, and this is why the divorce rate, and this is, I'm going to say this because I have to get this off my chest. This is why the divorce rate in the church will continue to be sky high, because people think I'm a believer, they're a believer, so we can get together. No, it doesn't work that way. When you come to God, when you choose Jesus Christ, when you say Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, He's the Son of God, He is the one who came to die for my sins on the cross. When you do all that, and when you say, God, I want to follow you, I choose the path that you're going to set me upon. You are saying to God, I want you to put me back on the original path that you have prepared for my life before the foundation of the earth. That included on that path is also your spouse. You're saying, God, I want the spouse that you chose for me before the foundation of the earth. Now, if this spouse is a prodigal, I know it gets discouraging. I know it doesn't feel good. I know this process can be hard and difficult, but at least you have confirmation. You have God's designed will for your life. You have God's, how do I say this? You're on the right path. The original path that God set before you, laid before you before the foundation of the earth. And that's what you want. So be mindful. Any promise that God makes to you, anyone, any promise, be careful before you go to talk to people about it. And I'm talking about even leadership in church. I don't care what their title is. I don't care what their title is. You always go back to God. Okay? He is the one you lean on. They are people just like you. So, and I would be careful what you discuss with them. Okay? Because I know that there are a lot of people a lot of leaderships in church who like to matchmake. I'm just going to say it. I have to get it off my chest because this is just crazy. They love to matchmake. Oh, brother so-and-so is interested in you, sister. Did brother so-and-so consult God about me? That you bringing brother so-and-so in front of me? Putting people on in front of me? What were you doing? Listen, get confirmation from God. Just because pastor, just because prophet, just because bishop said that this is a good man or woman, that doesn't mean they're good for me. That doesn't mean they're in the will of God for my life. Always get confirmation from God, because I know there are a lot of matchmakers in the church and they love to matchmake. But we need confirmation from the Lord. That's why when you see the divorce rate in the church, you're like, what happening? What happened? All these people getting divorced. What's happening? What's going on? I thought that this is what God had joined together. This is not what God joined together. This is what two people decided to do. And this is the thing. They never asked God about should I entertain this person? No. They just went because listen, there are carnal Christians who just operate from their flesh. The spirit ain't leading them. You can see it. So please, people, I'm cautioning you. Go to God always for confirmation. If God made you a promise, don't tell everybody about that promise. Know who you're speaking to. Let God lead you to a community of people who are standing for the same thing you're standing for. That's all I'm saying with this video. So this is what I wanted to bring to you guys with this video today. I will speak to you guys in the next video. I pray you guys have a blessed day. Shalom, family. Bye.